Listen.
buddy.
Hey man,
Happy
we
Festivus
back with
to
another
everybody.
one. Happy Festivus.
Yeah. Festivus is a month away.
Bro, we are the worst. Yeah. We just spent like
Look,
5 minutes pre-show trying to come up with a politically correct title for what
Title.
happened to the Vikings.
I like the original one.
Festivus. Because look, the Cowboys had a lot of issues with the Vikings.
Yeah, and we rained
The
down
Vikings
blows
couldn't beat-
upon it.
But look, the Vikings couldn't beat him at the feats of strength. Was it?
And for some reason, the Cowboys couldn't find a better way.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on, y'all. Here's my question to y'all: who had the poll?
I think that's obvious. We did.
That's obvious.
Hey, look. Hey, Kirk Cousins couldn't smooth a silk sheep with a bait.
Yeah, thanks. Lost my train of thought.
Lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Oh man, yo, what's popping, man?
Ooh,
What's
boy.
cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking tonight?
Yeah.
Special Tuesday edition.
America.
Yep.
Shouldn't have, yeah. We shouldn't have been talking about how the Cowboys ran all up in the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
I
We just couldn't use that as a headline.
I myself-
back to what it was.
I mean, no.
I mean,
We can't use that in the title, but I can say it in the show as the original title. How the Vikings got violated by the Dallas Cowboys last Sunday.
I mean, ain't like we monetize. I mean,
One day we will be.
Hold on, man. Shout out to my man John Witherspoon, rest in peace, from Boomerang. Y'all remember this scene? Bang, 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 bang.
yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
And to bring back an oldie, guard. Guard.
Go.
That's every time Kirk Cousins got up. Looking at the referees. Yeah.
Now, hey, do y'all follow Desi Banks on social media? Man, that
Desi
dude is
Banks?
hilarious. Yeah, he's
Oh,
like,
the
Instagram
Atlanta
video.
dude.
yeah,
Yeah, the Atlanta dude. Yeah.
dude. Yeah, go on his feed. He posted a video of how Kirk Cousins was after the game. Basically, he had a cut on his lip. He had a cut over his eye. His wife beater was all torn up and bloody.
I saw that.
It was hilarious, bro.
Uh,
So look, B. So
Yeah.
since the Cowboys are team, B, do you think this win right here by one of the best teams in the league has brought the Cowboys back into the playoff conversation?
Well, I mean, we were always in the playoff conversation, but I would pump my brakes on saying the Vikings were one of the best teams in the league because they were only they were only one of the best teams in the league by record alone. I mean, one of the personalities said it. They've been one of the luckiest teams in the league. Now, you know, and we've seen this before, okay? With different coaches, you know, Mike Zimmer, we've seen it before. Like they wow you a few games out of the season, they wow you with their offensive prowess. You know, Dalvin Cook goes off, Justin Jefferson goes off. You know, we've seen this story before. And unfortunately for Kirk Cousins, you know, we're in fall. We're no longer in daylight savings time. So he didn't have enough daylight left to do anything. And a lot of that credit goes to Michael Parsons because third snap of the game, Michael said, "We ain't having it today. we're not having it today."
I'm getting to that next.
Yeah,
B.
yeah. So I'm not saying that to discredit Dallas because I don't care if the Vikings were 8-1 or 1-8. That was a beatdown. at home,
Yeah, it was.
going into their house, one of the toughest places in the league to play, and to put that type of beat down on them was
That was
impressive. I don't care what the Vikings record was, but as far as as
40 to
far as the
3.
playoffs, I mean, we were, I mean, win or lose, we were still in the playoff conversation, so that really didn't have any bearing on anything.
What you think, Key man? You think the Cowboys back in that they swagger back?
They didn't lose it. I mean, let's the Cowboys record is the Cowboys record, and what we've seen. You can't unsee what you saw 2 weeks ago in Green Bay, and then get
Green Bay.
overwhelmed by what you saw
Right.
in Minnesota. So that's what the Cowboys are. And then Brandon said it right. Yes, the Vikings were 8-1, but they weren't. You didn't believe them. Just like when the Eagles were 9-0, you didn't really believe them. It's just that their record is, because we've all said it. There's no dominant team in this league right now. Anybody with a good record and a good high streak can win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
So your whole thing is now, it's just get in the dance.
Yep.
No matter what seeding is, just get in the dance, because there's nobody that's like, I saw a clip, the talking heads are talking about certain teams here and there. They got to. I noticed that what I guess the financial channels have, when they have like these guests on and they start talking, they're talking their book. So I guess they're talking to get clients. So all ESPN is doing is just to talk to get clicks, or Fox. So they don't really know. It's week to week, because the week before, Dak had the worst third down thing since Tebow, and you had Ryan Clark doing that hysterics of walking off, whatever. So it's just like, but it was a good win. It's the kind of win that you want. Also, kind of win that you want going into to Thanksgiving against your division opponent,
Right.
who's playing better than you thought they would be going into the season. So it was a good win.
I'm gonna get to them too.
Buddy, the Giants. Yeah.
I'm gonna get to them too. 'Cause,
So B,
yeah.
hey B, I said I was gonna come back to you, B. I gotta ask you, how do you think Dan Quinn did this week by letting Micah Parsons play? And another question to you, B, do you think the key to stopping the Vikings is shutting down Justin Jefferson?
No, the key to stopping the Vikings is exactly what you saw on Sunday, is keeping Dalvin Cook in check, not necessarily stopping him, but keeping him in check so that they get behind and Kirk Cousins has to drop back. Now, I heard a lot of people make a fuss about Darisaw going out with a concussion. Well, Darisaw got whipped twice by Parsons before going out of the game. So
He did.
Yeah, your whole offensive line was bad, because a lot of our defensive line, a lot of our linebackers, they ate on Sunday. So the Vikings offensive line was bad as a whole on Sunday. But as far as beating the Vikings, I mean, we put it on film Sunday. You want to shut down the Vikings? Hope that your pass rush can get home and keep Dalvin Cook in check. But that's the recipe for beating 90% of the league. Contain the run the ball, and go sack their quarterback. You do those three things, you're gonna win a lot of games in the
NFL. That is the recipe to beat any Mike Shanahan originated offense, which Kevin O'Connell is a part of. They want to establish the run, just like how they want to establish the run in San Francisco with the Rams. What the hell? Cincinnati. All these little disciples, they all run a version of Mike Shanahan's offense, which is predicated on the run. Yep. And so if you stop that, let's be for real. If you look all throughout, the best quarterback in that system has been the best healthy quarterback in all time in that system was John Elway.
Yeah.
And maybe then maybe 94 Steve Young. Right. And then after that would probably be Stafford, and then Peyton in 2015. But all the other quarterbacks were,
Right.
Jimmy G, Kirk Cousins,
RG3.
RG3, stuff like that. So it's just like, stop the run, you're good to go.
Right. And I do want to throw out there
Yeah, good point.
that and I love to I don't want to take any credit away from my guy, but you had a lot of people saying how Trey Diggs shut down Justin Jefferson. He was shadowing him for 90% of the game, but it's easy. It's easy to shut someone down when your quarterback don't have time to throw.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, if you're gonna say that about Justin Jefferson, you can say the same about Adam Thielen, who really didn't get shut down because Anthony Brown is trash and Kelvin Joseph is trash. But I mean, any receiver, just the same. The story was the same in week 2 against the Bengals. Joe Burrow didn't have a whole lot of time to throw in that game, so Jamar Chase's numbers wasn't all that impressive. So again, like we keep wanting to anoint these shutdown corners in the league when there's really no such thing anymore.
No,
there are a lot of different variables that Darrelle Revis didn't need a pass rush to take someone completely off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Shout out to him to make the semifinals list. I got a problem with the image they showed on that list because
I didn't see it.
I just saw a picture. It showed the semifinalists, and he was on there. But they had James Harrison on there. And I know they have James Harrison on there because he's a Steeler, but he ain't better than DeMarcus Ware. So we need to stop this.
No.
But he's a Steeler, and these committees love putting in Steelers and Cowboys.
Yeah, that, and you've seen James Harrison in the playoffs a lot more times than you have DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah.
I mean.
Hey, and he has that iconic Super Bowl moment.
Right.
James Harrison.
They long,
but
they return.
But he's still not. But he's still not better.
Marcus Ware had a couple in his Super Bowl too, but
But that long 99 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched it at Odell. What's the name's house? JB's house. Yeah, I was jumping up and down because I didn't want him to score because I was going to win the quarters again.
Man.
The pool.
Good times. Yeah, good times.
Oh man.
All right, K man. I got a question for you, K man.
Shoot it.
All right. So, K man, who do you think is the hottest team right now in the NFL? The Chiefs or like the 42?
I think it's the 49ers. I think the 49ers are the hottest team. I think the combination of McCaffrey coming back has seemed to unlock other things. Now you just like, okay, we can't, because, before it was like, oh, we stopped Debo, we stopped Ayuk. But now you got all this stuff. And then, if what's name can stay healthy, the tight end can stay healthy. But yeah, and the Jimmy don't throw up on themselves. Yeah, they're the hottest team. I really don't want them to be because, we own their first round pick and I just want them to keep going down. So, but other than that, yeah, I think they're the hottest team. The Chiefs done what they do. I'm not impressed by them. They might represent the AFC because Buffalo's acting weird and Baltimore, they wasted that money on Deshaun Jackson. They should have just gave it to Odell. I don't understand.
Okay, man, I would stick Miami up in that conversation too because the way Miami got some speed.
I don't think Miami's ready for prime time yet.
I beg to differ, and they were actually going to be my pick for the hottest team right now in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You got the hot quarterback, MVP candidate, and you got Waddle, you got Hill. That's prime time, baby. Like that. What more do you want? Because listen,
Gesicki.
Look,
yeah,
they got the Gesicki, the tight end,
right? Mike Gesicki, right? So nobody's tuning in to prime time to see defense. Nah, they want to see that show at Miami. They've been putting on a show for a lot of the season. Tua has been. Look, I give the man credit.
Yeah.
I give the man credit. He's come back off of what looked to be potentially career ending, and he's been lighting it up.
Yeah.
And and there's a good marriage in place between him and his boy Genius head coach, and it's working out. If they can keep the man upright, I they can be a team that can go into a Kansas City and shock the Chiefs.
Really?
They have the firepower.
Yeah.
But
They've
does
got the
Tua
firepower.
does Tua have the arm strength to throw in that wind in Kansas City?
But you could make the same argument about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield kept the Browns in it.
But Baker got a way better arm than Tua. Tua's arm is
I wouldn't
good.
say his way. Look, I watched Baker this past Sunday in Baltimore.
No. It's you got to remember that's shoulder after a year. This is Baker 2 years ago.
Right, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, healthy.
So I don't, and I mentioned Baker, but I don't know if his shoulder was tired or his arm was tired from doing all this on the block Saturday night. I don't know, but the arm looked noodleish.
Hey, look, Sunday. Two of my favorite quarterbacks to come out in the last couple of years have been Baker and Tua, and I like them because I like their moxie and I love what they did in college. And I just thought, once again, it's about giving these dudes time. So like they're finally giving Tua time.
Okay.
Unfortunately for Baker, he didn't get the time.
Yeah, and I mentioned
man. Go ahead, B.
Well, no, I was just gonna say I mentioned Kansas City or Miami as a potential threat going into Kansas City, maybe in the postseason, because I don't see Kansas City as invincible.
No,
I don't. And Jason Kelsey is still a superhero, but there's only one of him. And I don't know that you can depend on a group of wide receivers
Hilaire went out with an ankle injury.
Led by McCole Hardman, Kadarius Toney,
and
Juju.
a dude named Juju.
He hurt.
Right, exactly. And I don't know
Juju
about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't know about his injury, but he was hobbled on Sunday night. So they've I don't know.
Yeah. So look here.
Patrick Mahomes only has but so many rabbits he can pull out of his hat.
To what B is saying, K-Man, my question, K-Man, do you think the Miami Dolphins are built for the cold weather? If they go into a cold weather place in the playoffs, they're going to lose. Is that what you're saying, K-Man?
Yes, I will say that because once again, we just talked about it before. Mike McDaniels, another disciple of the Shanahan tree, used to be his ball boy, worked in the worked for the with the Commanders. Offense is predicated off the run. And if you stop that run, then you're forcing Tua to go to. If they don't get the number one seed or number one or number two seed, you're forcing Tua to go into Buffalo, who just got dropped with 6 feet of snow. So, and you know how the winds go in that place in Buffalo in January or Kansas City in that wind.
Look,
and you've already
Baltimore.
Tua. Yeah, Baltimore. It's just like it's just like now if they get home field, well, it's a track meet.
That's different.
It's a track meet.
What you got, B?
You can't honestly you can't say with a straight face that they are. I mean, Miami is Miami.
Yeah.
No team south of the equator is built to go into 15, 20 degree weather and sling it around the yard. Now, there are exceptions because Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes put on a show last year in January.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the exception.
Them dudes got arms that could cut through ice.
Yeah, exactly. They have unreal arms.
Yeah.
Not too many of those. Not too many of those around the league. You got a bunch of average arms, a bunch of above average arms, but then you have like cannon.
Yeah, you mean their arms are up there with Marino's,
Hostetler,
Elway, the welfare thief down in Mississippi.
Yeah, Look, I'm gonna get you with this one. I'm gonna get you with this one. You ready?
Who?
Jeff George, baby.
Yeah, he did have an arm. He did have an arm.
Look, for all the
Oh,
Jeff George,
he had
George had a bazooka, bro.
Yeah.
he had a golden arm. Yeah, like yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, man. My only concern about the Dolphins going into like Baltimore or Kansas City or Buffalo in the playoff time is that ground is going to be cold, and when you hit that ground when it's cold, that mess is going to hurt. And with Tua's history of concussion, I would hate for him to see his head hit the cold ground like that.
Yeah.
And my only other
that's facts.
My only other issue is they're not battle tested. Like forever, which you have, Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, they're battle tested. Even though, but you showed them now. Yeah. Contrary to that, look at the Bengals last year. So
right, exactly.
Anything can happen.
And then I'll say this. And then we move on. Tim Tebow wasn't battle tested when he won his playoff game. I mean, if Tim Tebow, hey, Tim Tebow and Demaryius Thomas, RIP. Look, right. he wished that ball to Demaryius. Demaryius somehow caught it and raced to the end zone.
Because for the 4 quarters before that throw, it's a straight dirt. he was wishing it, and it was going to the sideline.
Yeah, it was.
And hitting people in the back. That's that. When you said Tim Tebow won that game, stop, Skip Bayless. Stop, sir.
Look. If kids ever need an example of what white privilege looks like, look no further.
Look no further than Timmy Rara. Timothy Tebow.
Oh man!
Look! Y'all got me reminded of Dave Chappelle with the black white supremacy. Look no further, fella. You found him.
You found him. Oh, Clayton Bigsby. Hey man! Hey, look! If y'all haven't gone to see Saturday Night Live when Chappelle was up there a couple weeks ago, please go on YouTube and watch them clips, bro.
Yeah, the monologue, man.
That dude, he killed everyone's stand up that come out in the last 2 or 3 years in 15 minutes.
That's my only problem with his stand up though. It's just like when he does an hour, just like it drags. But when when it condenses down to like even his when he won what's that thing? The award they give out in DC, Mark Twain Award. He was up there for 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
killed it.
That's because a lot of his comedy is dependent upon him telling you something now so he can set you up for it 35 minutes later.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But killing me softly still.
And he's always been like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always been like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Always. All right, look here. B-Wig. What up? Golden State Warriors, man. Mm-hmm. What is going on with the Golden State Warriors?
They got old. they kind of old, and people can say what they want about how great of a coach Steve Kerr is and how cohesive that team is. Look, that dust up, that incident between Draymond and what's the kid's name? I can't remember his
Jordan
name.
Poole.
Yeah, Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole.
Look, that did something to that team.
Yes.
That really that did something to that team. And you can say what you want. They're not the same. I don't care how many 35, 40, 50-point games Steph Curry has. You can't beat bad team chemistry. You can't. And
toxicity in the air.
Yeah. And there are a lot of young, hungry teams around the league that are ready to knock them off. And you seeing it. You seeing it. Now they're a veteran bunch.
So last night.
I think they will be around come playoff time. But they're not the same beast they used to be, bro.
So K man, you said something happened when B Weeks happened to that team. So K, what do you think happened to the team, or is this team hiding something that's going to come out later?
No, I just think it that punch hurt. Poole was an integral part, but Draymond's been a foundational piece. And then Draymond's
hold on, K man. You just said that punch hurt. We know it hurt, K man. We saw he got snow.
no, but it's like, yeah, it swelled up his jaw and it took him to his knees, like he's Keith Sweating in '81, but I'm sorry, '91. But the punch hurt the organization. It hurt on a lot of levels. It hurt it because dude was in contract negotiations. It hurts because Draymond's up for his contract, I think, next year. It hurts because someone in the building security at Chase Arena sent that video out there, and now it looks really bad. So it really ignites how bad the chemistry was. If it, before we just heard it was a punch, but now you saw it, and so now it's just like the embarrassment and male ego come into it. So it's gonna be like really, 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 really bad. Like how bad it was when KD and Draymond was yelling at each other, and they were just yelling at each other.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's how bad it got.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, you mentioned Keith Sweat earlier. That punch can make things last forever.
And
it can make some things last forever. Who can punch you like me? Nobody.
And look. Keith Sweat had a song. Did he have a song called "Something Just Ain't Right"?
I think so.
Probably. Or what's that song from? What's that song from New Jack City that he had the white suit on?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about the wedding. You had the wedding, right?
Yeah. I can't think of it.
But no, it was a bad punch. But yeah, Brandon's right. They got old, but I don't like to take away from any championship. I kind of make fun of Brandon with the bubble championship, but championship is a championship nonetheless.
Right.
Right.
But they played an
inexperienced team. That means a lot.
Yeah, they played an inexperienced team and they won. But let's be for real. If Chris Middleton would have played, they'd have got knocked out in 5, maybe 6. Right. All right. So, because I'm the one that brought up the second, because I wanted to talk about what you talked about your team, because that's the part where I'm seeing them fading. Is because they needed, as you said, Curry dropped 50 early this year, but they barely won that game.
Right.
He dropped 50 because they needed the 50.
Yeah. Every last point.
They beat my Rockets by 7 points, but Clay dropped 41. And Curry had 33, and they beat him by 7. So then the next night they were scared of the Pelicans, so they're like, "Oh, let's rest," and they got knocked out by 40. Still, Andrew Wiggins still playing, Poole's 45. Still playing, yeah, Kuminga's still playing. Why you got beat that bad? There's something off with that team.
Yeah,
there is. Yep. And K-Man, I agree with you, and I think it's going to come out towards the playoffs. Somebody's going to mention something. There's something going on in that locker room that no one's talking about yet, and it's eventually going to come out. Trust me, a little bit down the line is going to come out and say, "Oh yeah."
Look, we all got siblings. Mm-hmm. So,
yep.
Whenever you go at it with your sibling, even though y'all might make up, there's still that period of awkwardness when you're around each other. Something else has to happen to bring you guys together. And the only thing that can do that in the NBA is winning consistently. And they're not doing that. No. So you pile these L's on top of all this awkward energy that's in the locker room, and you get performances like you see it.
Yeah. And I just want to go on my little Warriors rant because I don't like them. and I'm going to start off by saying I'm a hater. But I'm glad to see this fall. I mean, at the beginning of the season, they were like the number 1 betting favorite. And now they're 4. and it's a weird quarter into the season. By halfway through the season, they'll be middle of the pack because the teams will start to bubble up. Right. But I got some notes over here because there's some certain things that annoyed me when they won the championship, like this notion that Steph Curry is a top 10 player. I think the ESPN rings narrative has really, really hurt how you evaluate players.
Yeah.
Because it's really, because he's not a top 10 player. He's not a top 10 player. And then Iguodala's like, he's the best point guard in NBA history because he got 4 rings. No, he ain't better than Magic.
No.
He ain't nowhere near better than Isaiah.
Nope.
He ain't got the handles, the toughness, or the shot of Isaiah.
Nope.
And another thing, they're like, oh, he's the greatest shooter. All right, let's talk about this because this shooting thing is really annoying. This shooting part has always annoyed me. NBA put in rules, and I forget what, 2010, 2011, that allow spacing so you can shoot from anywhere. And so my whole thing is, all right, he's the greatest shooter because he has open spaces. So let me put Bird or Ray Allen or Dirk early in his career, or who's the other one? Reggie with open space. Not all in the face. Not all in their face. How well will they shoot in this league? And that's not even. And those are all-time greats. Let me go down the list of the really good: Allen Houston, Chuck Persons, Wesley Persons, Mark Price, Glenn Rice, Mitch Richmond.
Yep.
How would they be in this league shooting the ball if it was so wide open? And how good would he be if he was in that era when you're all up on him? Because we already seen how you shoot threes for a reason because you don't like the contact. You don't like the mid-range because you can't get off like that. Because we already seen it. You get locked up by Matthew Dellavedova.
Yeah.
I mean, so, and then you get to the Draymond argument where because he won a bunch of Defensive Player of the Year awards, I'm the greatest defender of all time. I'm not going to even mention Dikembe. I'm not going to even mention Hakeem. You better than Tim Duncan, David Robinson,
KG in his prime,
Dennis Rodman.
Oh yeah,
Gary Payton,
Scottie Pippen. Yeah, Gary
Bruce Bowen,
and Bruce Bowen. Like all the Warriors are. Yeah. To me, the Warriors are. They're emblematic of the society we live in, where everything is run by social media, and from that that leads the sportcast, and it's almost like the Warriors are equivalent of Drake. Like they're really good, but are they all time great because people talk about them a bunch of times? Because there's dudes who played in this league who are not on social media who don't and we push them down on the list because they out making money.
Bruh, you nailed that comparison. That is pure gold. They are Drake. That's who they are.
Yeah,
they're Drake.
You hot. That's you're good. That's great. You're hot. You're good. That's great. Look, I know why Curry's famous because I saw it. Because I saw my sister and her friends because during the finals, she used to bring up his daughter to the podium. Like, oh, his daughter's so cute. Oh, I like him. It's like, because his daughter? Go babysit him. I literally said that, and like, I'm your hater. I'm like, you like him because he has a daughter? LeBron got, some kids. I'm like, is that it?
But K,
and
man,
it's just
K man, you brought up a good point, K man. When you say the rules have changed for the game to allow spacing, allow all these long shots. Just think about it. I know if a player like Steph Curry come a little bit past half court and goes throw up a shot, he's on the bench. They're gonna call timeout. You on the bench? No, we don't do that. The game is different now. Go ahead, B.
That and as soon as you cross half court, somebody's coming to get up in your face with their elbow in your back.
Yes,
with their forearm in your back.
Yes.
What kind of shot are you going to get off?
What shot are you going to get off? And look, I love the spacing. Because it has allowed more skill in the league and got a little of the rough and tumble dudes who are only good for rough and tumble. It's allowed more skill in the league. But I think we overrating these things. There are periods in time, there are eras, and I think these lists do a disservice because it hurts people in the olden eras. Because I mean, from all I hear, that Jerry West was that dude.
I mean,
but because of all this notion talk, he gets pushed down the list of like in 20. He's pushed down to the 20s. Right. I mean, like I remember, what was it? What's the dude that played at Duke that took a shot at Jerry West, and Jerry West took a real good shot at him, but was being nice.
I can't remember.
The dude that talked, he has an ESPN, but he Dookie.
Oh,
JJ Redick.
JJ Redick, yeah.
And he pointed out, hey, JJ's a good player. He's like the number 6 person on the league or something like that. But I was like the star, and it's like, yes, you're ESPN is built, and a lot of these people are
talking about K-Man.
All these shows are built on, or as Shaq calls them, the others talking about greatness, and it annoys me to no end because when the greats talk, they're in that room, and all you others are just like trying to peek in, and you're not. And I'm not even talking about the others that help win the championship. I'm talking about you. Y'all can't. Those dudes are in the line to get in. Y'all are like way back of the line, where the bodyguard is, and it's just. But you have these microphones, and this channel, and then you say these things, and it's just like it annoys me to no end. Mm-hmm. Like the top 10 list to me isn't like. I'm sorry. I love Kobe Bryant. Well, I don't love Kobe Bryant. I like Kobe Bryant, but are you a top 10 player over Akeem when the last 6 years of your time you were using his moves?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't you dare.
Is LeBron a top 3 because he went down after Kobe? After Kobe, because he didn't have the foresight. Like Kobe did, I'm gonna do it too. To go talk to. I'm like, come on now.
Here's the thing with all of these, all of the player rankings. You can't take. You can't honestly take someone from this era of basketball and legitimately compare them to someone who played 20, 30 years ago. They were playing different games.
That's my point. The game is different.
They were playing different games. So if you're ranking players, rank them by the era, in which they played.
Yes.
And kill all this.
I agree.
Kill all this other stuff because everybody, there's all the social media and all the different outlets and all these different platforms. Everybody has a voice now. If we would just rank these players by their era, and appreciate how great they are in their era, then it would kill all this other. It would kill all this other noise.
Exactly.
Yes.
It will kill all this other noise, and we can move on. We can appreciate what was, what is, and what is to come.
Yes, and with that, we can then talk about some of the people who are not talked about. David Robinson doesn't get mentioned that much. Patrick Ewing doesn't get mentioned that much.
Nope.
Alonzo Mourning, defense.
Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, Alonzo.
Gary doesn't get mentioned that much. Gary Payton does not. Dennis Rodman, they always talk about the Bulls thing, and he doesn't get mentioned that much.
You got players like Charles Oakley, players who ran with Reggie, Mark Jackson, Rick Smits, all these different dudes that held it down.
Yeah,
like were big parts of their team's success. Anthony Mason.
Mason.
I mentioned Glenn Rice. Glenn Rice was the lead guy in Miami and then helped the Lakers win the championship.
Right.
I mean, Mitch Richmond was the man in Sacramento, and it was like, come on.
You got dudes like David Wesley who played in small markets like the Hornets.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the other Jamal Mashburn? Come on now.
Yeah, you mentioned him earlier. Big dog, Glenn Robinson.
Yeah.
Grandma
gotta
mom.
stop. We gotta.
Before his knees went out. Yeah.
We gotta stop, man. We gotta stop.
But they do these lists with everything, it's just meant for click stuff, and I just find it disingenuous because you're doing it to leave people out and debate, and it's annoying to me.
I'm gonna tell you, K man. To your point, K man, and to your point, B. Let's do it by era. You remember when the NBA? I want to say it was this past All-Star game when they put all the top players from the particular decade in a group.
Yeah.
Now I was cool with okay, and these guys were dominating. Okay, cool. In the '90s, okay, maybe they can do something like that.
Well, we already talked about that list, and I hated that two people were on that list that had no business being on the list. Like, I'm sorry, Dame and Anthony Davis had no business being on that list. Dikembe and Dwight should have been on that list.
Yep. You're
all right, people. Look here, man. We go since I got about 10 more minutes. But look here, so we go since it's a Tuesday edition, we're gonna do some picks, man. Y'all want to do some picks, man? Let's get out the way for the week.
Because
let's get it.
Supposedly, I'm killing it, so let's go.
Yeah, who cares?
Oh, here you go, K man.
Oh, who cares? Okay. Hey.
Bills at the line.
Hey. Bills.
Who you taking, K man? Bills.
I'm taking the Bills. They probably stayed in Buffalo
or Detroit.
I mean Detroit. They probably stayed in Detroit. Yeah.
Who you taking, B?
I'm taking the Lions in an upset.
See, here you go. Okay, Bizarro.
Hey.
if everything you picked was wrong, then obviously it must be right.
Hate it or love it.
All right, look, I'm not even gonna ask you. I'm not even gonna ask you about this one. Be the 4:00 game.
Don't worry about it.
So, K man, who you taking?
Give me the points too. Give me the points too.
Oh, I'm taking the Cowboys, but I'm taking the Giants on the points. No, they are not losing by 9. They are not going to lose by 9.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Right. Oh wow. All right. I think it's gonna be a good game. All right, K,
me too.
K man, Patriots at the Vikings. K man, who you got?
I'm going with the Vikings. I think they will make adjustments, but the Patriots defense was showing up on last Sunday versus the Jets.
Jets, man. Yeah. I don't know what got into him. Who you taking, B?
Apparently, y'all forgot what time it was. What time this game was. I'm taking the Patriots.
Oh, man, boy. See,
I ain't doing it. Nah. No. Nope.
The game is in Minnesota, and it's in the dome, B. So
yeah. Kirk Cousins.
It's no
good defense.
Nah, it's those December games in January. That's when he falters.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, keep thinking that.
I be Broncos at the Panthers, B.
Ew. I'll take the Broncos. Yeah, because Sam Darnold, they're putting Sam Darnold back in as a starter. I don't know why, but yeah, they're putting him in as a starter, and Sam Darnold's trash. Just in case.
Tank.
Yeah,
the art of tanking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who you taking, K man?
I'm taking the Broncos. Why did it take him so long to cut Melvin Gordon?
I don't know. He fumbleitis.
I think he did it on purpose. I think he pulled a Costanza. To be honest,
you know what's funny? Because I saw the game because I was where I was located, and early on in the game before we left, he was running hard. Like he was like. You notice how before when the fumbles, he was like running like this and we're all tentative, but he was spinning and what's the name was just like he gonna cough that ball up because he's too confident. He just too confident in himself, and I was just like, and then come back later and it was like, oh, like they lost. I'm like, that sounds about right.
Yeah, he coughed it up as usual. right,
George
man,
Payton. That's on George. That's George Payton's fault right there because he signed him when he
Yeah.
had no business to sign him.
He should have never signed him. I
No.
agree with you now. All right, man. Bucks at the Browns. We just talking about cold weather.
Give me the Bucks.
Yeah, Tom Brady used to play in Cleveland. Yeah. Who you taking, B?
I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks. Yeah, it's the Browns. They just disappoint me. They're disappointing.
And Deshaun Watson's supposed to be back in camp, so
yeah.
Ooh.
And you can't expect but so much with Jacoby Brissett, that quarterback, but still, they're just a disappointment all around.
Yeah, for real. I thought their record would be better, but
I expect them water the defense, to be honest.
Brissett got a great beard though.
He does.
His beard is immaculate.
Shout out.
Yeah. Brandon, today's sponsor is your wife's.
Oh yeah.
Sir.
Yeah. Today's
Jesus. What we doing?
this segment of picks by YKNAS podcast is sponsored by Renew Body Care, all natural body care. Visit renewbodycareLLC.com. Get your all natural on. Get a beard like this.
all right, good plug.
Mm-hmm.
All right, B. Ravens at the Jags, B.
The Ravens.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Jags. Who you taking, K, man?
I'm taking the Ravens. I think this bye week will help them, but I still maybe Edwards should be back, but Dobbins still got like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. I just don't understand why Baltimore is only 4-point favorites in this game.
Me neither.
Their offense has not been putting up points recently,
Yeah,
and they're getting bogged down.
I get it, but I mean, you got Jacksonville at home playing in the stadium where they got over 100 citations from the health department. They had dead rats in the kitchens and stuff.
It's all bad. Look, the Ravens should be used to that from Baltimore, right?
That's what I'm saying.
For real.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't understand why they didn't give them more points. I don't.
All right, K, man. The Texans at the Dolphins, K, man.
Dolphins.
Yeah,
another tanker. Another tanker.
They won 8-1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who you taking, B?
Yeah, I gotta take the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to be selective in my upset picks, but that's just ridiculous. I'm not picking the Texans anymore.
Ooh, boy. All right, this game gonna be good, B. Bears at the Jets.
I'm going with the Bears.
Really?
Yeah, really. There are some things happening in the Jets locker room that are starting to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty Boy is starting to rub people the wrong way.
He sure is. Zach Wilson.
He's putting his nose up like their record isn't his fault. Like their 6-4 record isn't his fault. Robert Saleh, while I like him as a coach, I don't know if he has the voice and the experience to deal with this type of stuff yet. So that's gonna be something to watch. That's gonna be something to watch.
Who you taking? Who you taking, K, man?
To piggyback on what Brandon said, I didn't like that him being indecisive about, and especially in the media, especially because you're in New York, and so that just, when they hear that, then the little buzzwords go through, and then all of a sudden people want to start sniffing around. That being said, I will take the Bears because their offense isn't. The Jets' offense isn't really good right now, and I don't think even if they were to put in Flacco, it's not going to look any better. It won't make any difference. I just think, I like Josh Wilson because he out here grabbing these milfs, and
I'm gonna tell you,
and that's a superpower. That's collecting these rings, getting all these Cougars that got more rings than Phil Jackson, that gives him power, but he taking it to his head. He just need to calm down.
I'm gonna tell you what when Breece Hall went down for the Jets, that messed their season up. I'm telling you.
Also, their wide receivers aren't that good.
The offense was never that good with Breece Hall.
No,
Like, Breece Hall was amazing on his own, but the offense as a whole was still trash.
Yeah, go back to the Packers game. That was all their defense in the Packers' crappy offense.
Yep.
And also, this is another reason why I don't like what Saleh said. They're building. Yeah. This is building. So, yeah, I mean, this is the second year. Come on now.
All right, K man. This
them quarterbacks in BYU come out arrogant as hell.
Yeah, they do. I ain't gonna say that. Hey, all right, K man.
I know what you're about to say.
Didn't they have some issues this past, 2 weeks ago?
I'm
some issues up there.
I'm not going there. All right, K man. The Bengals at the Titans, K man.
Woo! This is a good game. This is a really good game.
I would have liked to see this game at the in the 8:20 slot.
Yes. I so would have. Yeah. Or at least a 4:05 slot.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to watch the Eagles?
Yeah, no one. I know, but it's just the Steelers. They got to put them on TV.
Do it.
I'm taking the Titans.
Yep, that's what. Yeah, I knew you was gonna do that.
I'm taking the Titans.
Who you taking, B?
Give me Joe, man. I'm taking the Bengals. Give me the Bengals.
Ooh,
Give me the Bengals.
Boy, that might be a shootout. Okay. All right, this next game, man. B, I'm gonna start with you, man. Falcons at the Commanders.
Jesus. I ain't picking them, so just put the Falcons down. I'm not picking them.
Oh God.
Not doing it.
That's the hate right there, boy.
Not doing it. They served me well last week. Appreciate you, but then you kick rocks.
Who you taking, K man?
I kind of want to take the Falcons.
What?
Yeah. I just don't.
You can go, Kennedy, but I will say this: if the Commanders do win, the NFC East is sending all 4 teams to the playoffs.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. Why?
No one's ever done that.
A lot of never has been happening lately.
Takes precedence.
All right. While we talking on the Commanders, my wife hit me up to something that I can't believe is true, and I'm looking it up right now. The Commanders want to unveil a Sean Taylor statue outside of.
Yep.
Okay.
At the East end zone.
Okay, what are we doing? All right, look.
I'm gonna save you.
No, here's the thing I don't understand. All right, look. I know when Sean Taylor was playing, me and B were fans.
Yeah.
We were fans. B literally quit after they lost to the Bills after Sean Taylor died.
Yep.
After that game.
Yep.
It took me like 2 more years to quit. And I know he was a good player. But a statue? He played 4 years. Technically 3.5 years.
To me,
with no rings.
Yeah.
No glory of postseason glory. But the Hogs have no statue. Joe Gibbs has no statue. Art Monk has no statue. Gary Clark, Darryl Green,
Joe Theismann,
Riggins. Come on, what are we doing?
He had one moment in one career defining moment in the Pro Bowl. And
Pro Bowl.
I mean, hey.
So I'm not too upset because once I'm not a fan. Yeah. I'm not a fan anymore. And then also I know, like we already know, the scene's about to get sold. They're gonna move the stadium to DC, and that statue is not coming with them. So yeah. But this is just dumb.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
All right, kid, man. All right, man. I look. I just got the nudge.
That's what I said. We talk about it. Sean don't look down that long.
No. Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. I get this man out of here.
Go.
All right, look. All
Let's
right, K-Man. Cardinals at the Chargers.
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 Really?
Chargers.
Why are you acting really? Come on. Speed it up, man. We're trying to save you.
Save your life.
All right, B. Raiders at the Seahawks, man.
Seahawks.
What?
Yeah.
What the heck is going on? Who you taking, K-Man?
Seahawks.
Man, the whole system is breaking down. God dog it. I picked the Raiders. No, actually, I picked the Seahawks. All right, K-Man.
What are you doing? What are we doing?
K-Man, Rams at the Chiefs, K-Man.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Rams, man.
They stink.
That's gonna be a bloodbath. I'm picking the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's gonna be ugly. Yeah. All right, B-Wig. Saints at the 49ers.
49ers. I've lost faith in the Saints. I had hopes for them earlier in the season, but I've lost hope for them.
Who you taking, K-Man?
Oh, I'm taking the 49ers.
God dang it, Jimmy. All right. K-Man, Eagles at the Packers.
I'm taking the Eagles, but give me the Packers with the points. There's no way the Eagles are going to score more than 7. I'm sorry. I mean, I got the Eagles winning, but they ain't scoring more than 7. They not beating them by 7.
Who you taking, B?
Give me the pack.
What?
Give me the pack.
Play your hater.
Yeah, don't get B. All right, B. The Monday night game, Steelers at the Colts.
Jesus, this is so bad.
Ooh.
Give me the Colts.
Ooh, God. Look with Matt Ryan.
Yeah, with Matt Ryan. Look, they gave the Eagles all they could handle Sunday. I'm impressed.
Yeah, they did. They did. Who you taking, K-Man?
Taking the Steelers.
What?
Yep.
You trying to be with the opposite?
No, ain't no way in hell Jeff Saturday gonna beat Mike Tomlin. Please, you gonna outcoach him? No, give me the Steelers.
I don't.
It's the battle of the bads. I'm gonna go with the coach who's better than the other coach. You know, who was this man was 2 weeks ago was listening to Darren Orlovsky. Now he calling plays. Please.
I get all that, but the Steelers are a bad team this year.
And the coach stink too.
But they got better players though.
Yeah.
They stink. And they you know they made that Mary J. Blige song. They going down. Okay. Oh, okay. Hey.
All right, America. All right, Sean. It's nice. We'll close it out, bro. If you just go ahead and
shut it down.
Make a round for it.
Yeah.
Is she shooting?
I got the nudge.
All right, bro.
All right.
Till next week, man.
Next week, maybe.
Or 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah,
see you when we see you.
Yeah. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy festivals.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving.
It'll probably